you think you choose. What if you don't? What if I told you that every single decision you make today, from the video you clicked on to the breakfast you ate to the person you text next, wasn't entirely your own? It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's happening every single second of your life. We all believe we're in the driver's seat, steering our lives with free will. But powerful, invisible forces are constantly pushing and pulling us in directions we don't even notice. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to prove it to you. This video is going to change the way you see everything. I'm going to peel back the curtain and expose the 10 biggest ways your choices are being secretly manipulated, engineered, and sometimes straight up stolen from you. By the end of this, you will question every decision you've ever made. Are you in control, or are you just following a script written by someone else? We're about to find out. Chapter 1: The Invisible Word That Controls Your Mind. To kick this off, we're going to do a little experiment right now. Don't click away, this will only take a second. I want you to look at the screen. I'm going to flash a word for less than a second. You might not even consciously see it, but your brain will. Ready? Yellow. Now, quickly, name a fruit. Go ahead, say it out loud. Did you say banana? If you did, you've just been primed. This is insane, right? It's a psychological phenomenon where exposing you to one thing influences your response to something else later on. It's not magic, it's science. Your brain creates connections. When I showed you the word yellow, even for a millisecond, it activated the yellow category in your mind. So when I asked for a fruit, your brain was already leaning towards a yellow one. It didn't force you to say banana, but it made it the easiest, fastest, and most likely choice to pop into your head. You thought you chose freely, but the path of least resistance was paved for you just moments before. It's a tiny, invisible nudge that completely changes the outcome. Imagine this on a massive scale. It's not just colors and fruits. Studies have shown this works with much more complex ideas. For example, one research group had participants unscramble sentences. One group got sentences with words related to old age, like wrinkle, Florida, bingo. The other group got neutral words. The crazy part? The people who were primed with the old age words literally walked out of the room slower than the other group. They started acting old without even realizing why. They thought they were just walking normally, but their behavior was shaped by words they barely registered. This happens to you every single day. The music in a store, the smell of a bakery, the words in a news headline, they're all priming you. A fancy restaurant plays classical music to prime you to feel sophisticated and spend more money on an expensive bottle of wine. You think, I feel like treating myself, but that feeling didn't just come from nowhere. It was planted. This is the first, and maybe the most subtle way your choices are not your own. It operates completely under the radar of your conscious mind. You feel like you're making a spontaneous decision, but in reality, your brain is just following a trail of breadcrumbs that someone else left for you. Think about the ads you scroll past. You might not even look at them, but the logos, the colors, the slogans, they're all being absorbed. Later that day, when you're at the store and need to buy a soda, why do you reach for a Coke instead of a Pepsi? You might say, I just like the taste better. But how much of that preference is genuine? And how much is the result of being primed by thousands of advertisements over your lifetime? So the next time you have a sudden craving, or an idea just pops into your head, ask yourself, where did that really come from? Did I truly choose this, or was my brain just served a suggestion? It's a terrifying thought, but we're just getting started. What we're about to show you next is even more powerful, because it's not just about influencing your thoughts, it's about designing the very world you make choices in. Chapter 2: How They Trap You with the Menu. Okay, so priming is subtle, but this next one is hiding in plain sight. It's called choice architecture, and it's the reason you almost always spend more money than you planned. Think about the last time you went to a restaurant. You open the menu, what's the first thing you see? Usually, it's a super expensive dish. Maybe a $75 steak placed right at the top right corner. You probably think, who would ever buy that? But you're not supposed to buy it, it's a decoy. That expensive item is an anchor. Its only job is to make everything else on the menu look cheap by comparison. Suddenly, That $30 pasta doesn't seem so bad. Your brain uses the first piece of information it sees as a reference point. They've architected the menu to make you feel like you're getting a good deal on the second or third most expensive item. You didn't choose the $30 pasta because you wanted it most. You chose it because it was framed as the most reasonable, expensive option. When you're buying a subscription online, you ever see those three pricing tiers? Basic to limited. Pro, really expensive. Standard in the middle, labeled most popular. Guess which one 90% of people pick? The middle one. The other two options often exist just to make the middle one look like the perfect balance. Supermarkets are masters of this. Why are the milk and eggs always at the very back of the store? To force you to walk past thousands of other products. Chip aisle, soda aisle, candy aisle. By the time you've walked through, your cart is half full. One famous study looked at organ donation rates. In opt-in countries, rates were incredibly low, sometimes less than 20%. In opt-out countries, rates skyrocketed to over 90%. Same choice, different default, totally different outcome. We think we're making big, conscious decisions, but often we're just going with the flow that someone else designed. Whether it's a menu, a website, or a supermarket, the environment is built to guide you. You think you're in control, but you're playing a game where the board is tilted. And speaking of tilted games, the next one is happening right on your phone. Chapter 3. Your phone is making your decisions. If you think you can escape this by just staying home, you're wrong. The most powerful choice architects in the world are in your pocket right now. I'm talking about your apps. Every notification, every red bubble, every like is a carefully designed nudge to get you to do something. It's not coercion. They're not forcing you to open the app, but they're making it almost impossible not to. That little red circle with a number in it, it triggers a psychological itch called the Zeigarnik effect, an urge to complete a task. You have to click it to make the red dot go away. Think about pull to refresh. It was designed to mimic a slot machine. You pull the lever on your screen, and you might get a reward, a new notification, a new email, or you might get nothing. This variable reward system is incredibly addictive. Let's look at something like Instagram or TikTok. The infinite scroll is a perfect example of removing the choice to stop. In the old days, you'd reach the end of a page, a natural pause. Infinite scroll eliminates that moment of decision. There is no end. You can keep scrolling forever, and the app will keep feeding you content, keeping you in a passive receptive state. These nudges guide your behavior in subtle but profound ways. When Netflix automatically starts playing the next episode in 5 seconds, it's a nudge. Their desired outcome, you watching more content, is the default action. Your choice to binge watch a whole season wasn't a single, enthusiastic decision. It was a series of small, passive acceptances of the default. The payoff is that app designers can steer millions of users without ever issuing a command. They create an environment where the path they want you to take is the smoothest, most frictionless, and most psychologically appealing. When a fitness app says, "You've almost closed your rings," it's not just a reminder. It's a nudge leveraging your desire for completion. Consider streaks in apps like Snapchat or Duolingo. You don't want to break your streak, so you log in not from desire, but obligation. The app has manufactured a motivation. So while you're scrolling, tapping, and swiping, you feel in control. But every element on your screen has been tested and optimized to guide you toward a specific action. They know how to make you feel urgent, curious, or anxious, which buttons to make big and colorful, and which ones to hide. Your phone isn't a neutral tool. It's an active participant in your decision-making, and it's not on your team. Chapter 4. You're a sheep. Okay, this one might hurt your ego a little bit. You think you're an individual, a free thinker, who makes up their own mind. But what if I told you that you're basically a sheep? This is social proof. We're wired to look to others for cues, especially in uncertain situations. See a crowd staring at the sky? You look up. You don't even think about it. On Amazon, do you buy the product with 0 reviews or the one with 10,000 4.5-star reviews? It's a no-brainer. The reviews are social proof. Restaurants flaunt our most popular dish. Nightclubs make lines outside to create the illusion of popularity. It's a performance to trigger conformity. The Ash conformity experiments showed people would go along with a clearly wrong answer not because they believed it, but because the group did. They chose to be wrong with the group rather than right by themselves. This happens constantly. A YouTube video with millions of views, friends posting the same vacation spot, fashion trends, viral challenges, memes. You're not adopting them because you independently decided they were cool. You're adopting them because everyone else is. So how many of your personal tastes are actually personal? Music you listen to, clothes you wear, movies you like. How much is shaped by what's popular, what your friends like, or what has the most likes online? We like to believe we are the captains of our own ship, but more often than not, we're just following the tide of the crowd. We trust the wisdom of the crowd more than we trust ourselves, and that's a scary level of control to give away. Chapter 5. The Internet is lying to you. You probably feel like you have access to more information than any human in history. In a way, you're right, but you're also more filtered than any human in history. This is algorithmic filtering, a personalized reality you can't see outside of. Every watch, like, and search is watched, learned, profiled. Its only goal, keep you engaged. By constantly feeding you things you already agree with, the algorithm builds a filter bubble, an echo chamber. It narrows your world. You stop being exposed to different viewpoints, challenging ideas, random new topics. Watch one conspiracy video, and the algorithm, which doesn't know true or false, just knows you watched. So it recommends another, and another. Soon your feed fills with more extreme versions. A rabbit hole not because it's true, but because it's engaging. Your reality becomes distorted. If the only info you see paints one candidate as good and another as evil, your choice in the booth feels obvious. It doesn't even feel like a choice. That obvious conclusion was manufactured by a system designed to feed your biases. You didn't see the whole picture, only the sliver that got through your filter. The payoff is your attention. The more outraged, validated, or engaged you are, the more you scroll, the more ads they show. They're incentivized to create echo chambers. This isn't just about politics. The products you're shown, the news you read, the travel destinations that pop up, the people you're recommended to follow. The algorithm is constantly making choices for you about what you get to see. It's a gatekeeper, and its gates keep narrowing. You think you're exploring the ocean, but you're in a tiny, custom-built aquarium. So choices based on online research aren't as informed as you think. You're deciding from a skewed, incomplete, highly personalized dataset. You can't choose what you don't know exists. Chapter 6. The Limited Time Lie. Have you ever seen a deal too good to pass up? 50% off today only. Only 3 left. Your heart beats faster. You feel urgency. You have to act now. This is scarcity marketing, a brutal psychological trick designed to make you panic buy. It short-circuits your rational brain and makes you act on emotion. FOMO is a powerful motivator. Often the scarcity is manufactured. Countdowns that reset. Only 2 rooms left pop-ups engineered to pressure you into buying now without comparing. They create a false emergency to override your decision process. You stop asking, do I need this? Is this a good price? And only ask, am I going to miss out? Humans are more sensitive to losses than gains. Think flash sales and limited drops. People line up for hours or camp at computers. Is the product better? Probably not. But manufactured scarcity makes it feel rare and valuable. The choice becomes about status, not substance. Online courses, event tickets, software deals, enrollment closes Friday. Early bird ends tonight. Don't miss out. Last chance. Before it's gone, all loss frame to trigger action. Next time you feel that panicky urge, stop. Breathe. Recognize what's happening. The urgency you feel isn't the item's true value. It's a crafted trigger. Your choice to buy under pressure isn't a real preference. It's a reaction to a manufactured crisis. By making you feel like you're running out of time, they've taken away the time you need to make a choice that's actually yours. Chapter 7. The Checkbox. We already touched on organ donation. But the power of defaults deserves its own chapter. The default option is what happens if you do nothing. Whatever the default is, most people stick with it. It's called status quo bias. Our brains prefer the path of least effort. Installers push recommended over custom. We click next, 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 adding toolbars, changing search engines, sending usage data by passively accepting defaults. Pre-checked, send me marketing emails, grows lists. Unchecked, shrinks them. Designers are designing your consent. You're not choosing to receive, you're failing to choose not to. Opt-in for a 1K can be 40% participation. Auto-enroll flips the default and jumps to over 90%. Millions of financial futures change because a single default was flipped. Privacy settings, tip percentages, subscription renewals. Is auto-renew the default? Of course it is. Your continued subscription isn't an enthusiastic yes. It's passive acceptance. The power isn't in giving you a choice. It's in framing the choice and setting the default. That's the checkbox that controls your life. Chapter 8. The Dopamine Loop. Modern tech hijacks the brain's reward loop. Predictability is boring. Unpredictable rewards are addictive. The slot machine principle. Pull the lever. Might win, might not. It's the might that keeps you pulling. Just one more scroll. Social media is the ultimate variable reward machine. You don't know if there's a new message or funny video, so you check your phone 150 times a day. You're responding to manufactured cravings. Platforms tune the mix. Duds with occasional hits, keeping you hunting. It's a game with your brain, a game you're built to lose. Chapter 9. You didn't choose your favorite food. This one goes way back, all the way to the day you were born. We like to think our tastes, values, and personalities are unique expressions of our inner selves, but so much of who you are is cultural conditioning. Think about your favorite food. Did you choose it from an infinite global menu, or is it what you grew up eating? Your palate was conditioned by family, region, culture. This applies to everything. Fashion is defined by culture and time. The dream job, universal desire, or a script from a culture valuing productivity and status, even emotions are conditioned. Some cultures encourage loud grief, others stoic restraint. Neither is more natural, they're learned. We operate in a box of acceptable choices. Choosing outside different clothes, love, or life path invites friction or punishment. Beauty standards are culturally constructed and change over time. Who you love, what you believe, what you aspire to, what you find beautiful not as personal as you think. They echo family, community, and society. You're not a blank slate making free choices. You're a product of environment speaking, a cultural language you never chose. Your identity was shaped before you knew you had choices. Chapter 10. Your reality is a lie. We've talked invisible forces, psychological tricks, cultural scripts. This last one is the most direct and terrifying. We are entering an age of deepfakes and manipulated information. You can no longer trust what you see and hear. For human history, video and audio were proof that era is over. AI can fabricate hyper-realistic video, make politicians say things they never said, put celebrities into scenes they never appeared in, create evidence of events that never happened. A fake CEO bankruptcy video could crash markets. A fake audio scandal could swing an election. You'd think you were making an informed decision, but the evidence would be a phantom. This isn't far off. It's happening now with fake articles, doctored photos, and bot armies. They craft alternative realities, and algorithms pump them into filter bubbles. If you're trapped in an echo chamber of lies, how can any choice be free? Manipulators profit with chaos, power, and control, eroding shared reality to sow division and push agendas. If nobody knows what's true, the loudest voices and largest tribes win regardless of facts. Informed choice becomes impossible when information itself is a weapon. A choice is only as good as the information it's based on. Given false info, you'll make bad choices. It's like navigating a maze with a deliberately wrong map. You end up lost. Your path becomes an illusion. Moving forward, the challenge isn't just recognizing nudges, it's questioning the fabric of the reality presented to you. Your eyes and ears are no longer reliable by default. Every story, video, and quote requires a new level of skepticism. Because if you can't trust the information you're given, your choice is not a choice at all. It's a reaction to a perfectly crafted lie. We've gone through 10 insane ways the world is designed to make your choices for you. From the invisible words that prime your brain, to the layout of the supermarket, to the addictive apps on your phone, to the cultural scripts that define who you are. All these forces work behind the scenes, shaping your desires and guiding your hand. If your choices are shaped, engineered, and influenced at every turn, are they truly yours? The point isn't to make you feel powerless. It's to make you aware. Awareness is the first step to taking back control. You can't fight an enemy you can't see. Now, you can see them. You see the decoy on the menu. You feel the pull of variable reward. You recognize the pressure of social proof. The next time you're about to decide, pause. Ask, why do I want this? Whose influence is behind this feeling? Is this my choice, or am I just following the script? This is where I want to hear from you. Like this video if it made you think. Comment one choice you're going to re-examine after watching this video. And if you're hungry for more truths, almost truths, and the stories that blur the lines in between, subscribe. Thank you for watching.